I talked to his wife a couple days ago, and he's taking this serious, and he's training for it, and, you know, so we'll see how it plays out.
All of Mike Tyson. I think it's a bad idea. I don't think it should happen. You've got a guy in his mid-20s fighting a guy who's getting on for 60 years old, 58 years old. Guy close to his 60th birthday. Well, I think he's going to be 58 when he steps in the ring. But he shouldn't be taking punches to the head. He shouldn't be fighting in any capacity. Jake Paul's a bully, don't forget. In my opinion, most of his fights are fixed. He fights guys, they're fixed, they're paid.
Carl Froch has slammed both Jake Paul and Tyson Fury following comments made in the build-up to Paul's controversial fight with Mike Tyson. In a recent interview with Instant Casinos, Froch called out Tyson Fury for his defense of Paul, with Fury having stated influencer boxing is a good thing for the sport. Froch stated, "No, it's not good for boxing. For Tyson Fury to say that it's good for boxing, he needs to look in the mirror, have a look at what he's done, have a look at what professional fighters do and what they go through, and then think to himself, this is Jake Paul, a performing clown jumping in there with a 57-year-old man who is a legend and an icon in professional boxing." The 46-year-old continued to pull no punches and admitted he would love to see Tyson knock the YouTuber out. Froch admitted, "He's an absolute idiot for fighting Mike Tyson. It's wrong. It should be stopped. Listen, I hope Tyson goes in there for 30 seconds, unleashes hell on Jake Paul, flattens him, and does boxing proud." Jake Paul's been dead disrespectful as well in his build-up. He criticizes the potential Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson matchup, expressing concerns about Tyson's age and health and questioning the legitimacy of Paul's fight.
I've recently seen Mike Tyson with a walking stick. I listen to a lot of his podcasts, he does a lot, and he's smoking weed, and he's sounding and looking old, and his voice sounds croaky. And he's not going to be in any sort of shape to be fighting somebody in his mid-20s. There's a UFC star called Colby Covington, actually, who said that he's like a lab project, Jake Paul, juiced out of his brains. He's like testing him. So I don't know. I obviously can't rate comments below. Most of his fights are fixed. He fights guys, they're fixed, they're paid to take a fall. He's got little signs going off, little hand signs with his opponents that have jumped on the floor in the past. Did he catch Anderson Silva on the chin when he dropped himself, when he jumped on the floor? Was that real? So I do feel if he fights Mike Tyson, there might even be a little bit of a side little earner for Mike Tyson to make it look good for a round and then take a dive, which would be horrible to see. It'd be horrible to see Mike Tyson fall over by Jimmy Hill's love child.
Paul dismisses conspiracy theories about his fights being fixed, including Anderson Silva's knockout, and Teddy Atlas denies scripted fights, but has concerns about Tyson's clash. Boxing legend Teddy Atlas has questioned whether Jake Paul and Mike Tyson have agreed on an ending for their fight. Teddy stated, "Unless this is a WWE agreement, which I don't know that it is, I never said this before because I think all these fights are legitimate, and they are and have been. But this one makes me wonder. I'm not questioning the integrity of Paul. In fact, I like his integrity. I like what I've seen in the guy." In addition, his concerns about Tyson were apparent, emphasizing the significant age difference between the fighters. Tyson, 58, is scheduled to fight Paul, 28, who is considerably older than Tyson. He added, "All I know is that this is the first time I've said, I wonder if there's an agreement, because if there's no agreement, Paul might be making a mistake. I'm surprised Paul is taking this risk." Power doesn't disappear even when you're old. He's still got speed in the combinations. He's still got that style. Steven Kesting, BJJ black belt and instructor in combat submission wrestling, suggests that the upcoming boxing match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson may not result in a clear winner, with both fighters possibly winning in different ways.
What do I think about the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight? Here's my prediction. I don't think anybody's getting knocked out. I don't think that Mike Tyson's knocking Jake Paul out. I don't think Jake Paul is knocking Mike Tyson out. They probably, almost certainly, have a gentleman's agreement to not go too hard. And there's no way that Jake Paul can win. If Jake Paul knocks out Mike Tyson, he loses. If he doesn't knock out Mike Tyson, he loses. But he gets a payday. And there's really no way that Tyson can win. I mean, there's a reason that all the training clips you see of him are about 3 seconds long and probably speeded up. Because there are no 15-second long clips. There are no 30-second long clips. I'm willing to eat my words I'm willing to change my mind if they release, a 3-minute round of him training hard. I will change, but I don't think we're going to see it. I have seen too many older athletes on the tail end of their combat career just going in for one more payday.
The UFC president Dana White was so worried that he reached out to Mike's wife, Lakiha Kiki Spicer, to ask if Tyson was absolutely certain he wanted to fight. Dana White revealed that the Tyson family seems to have everything under control. However, they also revealed the offer was impossible to refuse.
I love Mike, and I hate talking about it because he always gets mad at me when I talk about this stuff. But,
Oh, he don't give a fuck too. He'll
not thrilled
snap on anybody.
to see him do this stuff. But, when the fight happens, he'll be 58 years old. There'll be a 31-year age difference between these two. And, Jake Paul did fight a kid his age and he lost. I just saw this thing on the internet yesterday. I reposted it where it says if he beats Mike Tyson, he's going to fight Clint Eastwood next. Clint Eastwood's 93 years old. It's, I don't know, man.
Bernard Hopkins became the latest fighter to speak out against the matchup. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, the International Boxing Hall of Famer discussed the bout, stating, "I don't like it. I don't like it. I look at Mike. I look at him differently in a way of my era. Like people looked at Muhammad Ali, and I looked at Ali differently too. Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Robinson. I don't like it. I think it's becoming more of a sideshow with some sweat and maybe some blood if we're lucky. I won't watch it. I could watch two turtles race and be more excited." Hopkins was then asked if his comments were due to the age gap between the two. In response, he said, "It's because of how I look at Mike Tyson. I've shared not only the ring with Mike Tyson a few times, but the era, a little tip of the era. I just think it degrades him. You're getting $100 million, $200 million. Please, okay." On the Porterway podcast, Sean Porter talked about why exactly he isn't excited about the marquee contest between the YouTuber turned boxer and the baddest man on the planet. He's one of the few aficionados who believes that this fight may be a hoax for the fans, as no such fight could be finalized so early, as it was announced just 5 days after Jake Paul's last fight. Porter stated, "I'm not excited, and that's why I don't think the fight is happening. I think for something like this to happen, it takes more than 4 to 5 days to make something like this happen." Porter believes that Jake Paul would have said something about this event in his last fight or even around that time. He remarked, "And what I'm saying is, I don't think that through the course of him having a fight in Puerto Rico, never mentioned, yeah, we're going to get this bum out of the way, and I got something real exciting for y'all after that. Never said anything like that. And then after the fight as dry as it ended, as dry as it was, you got to do something to get us excited and get us pumped up." Porter is suspicious of the fact that if a discussion for such a fight was already underway, Jake Paul would have definitely made it known.
And I think that Jake will be fighting not to survive, but fighting to win rounds. And people don't understand boxers that box to win rounds. People understand boxers that fight, go back and forth, take chances. I don't think Jake will take any chances in this fight. I think he's going to try to win rounds just to say he beat Mike Tyson, and to me that's corny.
Boxing reporter Michael Benson reported on his X profile that it has not been ascertained yet if the summer fight will be sanctioned by a body. According to him, the final decision to sanction it will be taken by the Texas Commission. However, if declared as an exhibition matchup, it would follow the rules of Tyson's previous fight against Roy Jones Jr. He noted, "Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson is reportedly being targeted to be an officially sanctioned pro boxing match. Texas Commission will make the final decision on this. If it's an exhibition, it will be like Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. and still have no headgear." Yet, if categorized as an exhibition, it would mirror Tyson's bout in 2020 with Roy Jones Jr., culminating in a draw and dispensing with the necessity for headgear. Renowned journalist Ariel Helwani told the MMA Hour,
I want to see what the rules are. I want to see is it pro or is it exhibition? I just want to see. There's still some answers to be revealed to us.
Ariel Helwani further mentioned that the rounds would be heavyweight rounds and emphasized that no headgear would be involved. He added, "They're still working on a few important details. Is it a pro or exhibition? They want pro, but that's up to the Texas Commission. I'm told heavyweight rounds. This is going to look like a typical boxing match. But is it an exhibition like Tyson's last fight against Roy Jones in 2020? Or is it just a normal pro heavyweight fight with no strings attached?" Floyd Mayweather recently offered his insights into the showdown between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, providing a breakdown that captivated fans and pundits alike.
Is he someone you're interested in or no?
Well, if you go back, you got to do your homework, look on the internet. I think he was doing a sit down on a podcast one time, and he talked about it. He said, I don't want to do it. But one thing I like about it, one thing I do like about it, he's selling it. He's selling it, and he's making good money, and he's entertaining. I like it.
The Paul brothers and Floyd Mayweather have been in a constant clash since the inaugural bout in 2021, with a tense altercation between Jake Paul and Floyd Mayweather during a game between the Miami Heat and Cleveland Cavaliers.
Who you supposed to be?
I'm just working, fam.
What happened? You're not tough anymore since your loss? What happened since your loss? Yo, we gonna bust him up, guys?
I told you before, put that
Yo, let's bust him up. Where you running, Jake? Where you going since your fight? Since you lost? What's up, Jake? Where you going, Jake? Oh, he's running! He's running! Look at him!
Logan Paul revealed on Graham Bensinger's In Depth with Graham that Floyd Mayweather still harbors a deep-seated resentment towards Jake Paul. Logan Paul expressed, "Jake hasn't been without a security guard since that moment. Floyd has goons who'd kill a man for $200." The video features a confrontation between Jake and Floyd, where Paul steals the hat from Floyd.
What's up? You want to run a 2-on-1 night?
Absolutely.
You want to run a 2-on-1 night?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Get the paperwork for this bum.
Get Al Heyman.
Absolutely. I don't need Al Heyman.
Let me call Al Heyman.
I'm my own
Let's make it
boss.
happen.
I'm my own
2-on-1
boss.
night. Got your hat.
Logan revealed that Jake had informed him of his plan before the hat-stealing incident, but he was unsure if Jake would actually follow through with it. Logan said, "Jake told me he was going to do it. I didn't think he was going to do it. He did it, and I felt like Jake had put me in jeopardy. If I break my hand or get a concussion or get f***ed up by Floyd's guys a month before the biggest moment of my life, trying to save my little brother's ass, that's stupid." Mike Tyson, a renowned professional boxer, faced numerous challenges throughout his career. In a candid interview with Steve Farhood on Showbox, Tyson revealed Floyd Mayweather as his ultimate fantasy opponent across all eras. Tyson said, "Well, I would love to have fought him. I wish he was my weight. We can never fight, of course, because of the weight difference, but I wouldn't fight him the way they fought him. I would be mean. I would be dirty. Because you'd have to do everything to fight him because he's just so good. You can't, it's almost impossible to fight him clean. It's just so hard to beat him. I don't care. It's really hard to beat him. The style he deploys, it's really difficult to beat him in that particular style." Tyson strongly disagreed with Mayweather's comparison to Muhammad Ali and criticized him for being delusional, tearing apart the argument and highlighting his disagreement with the comparison.
He's very delusional. He can't listen. If he was anywhere near that realm of great Ali, he'd be able to take his kids to school by himself. Okay, he can't take his kid to school by himself. And he talking about he's great. Greatness is not guarding yourself from the people. Greatness is being accepted by the people. He can't take his kids alone to school by himself.
Jake Paul was referred to by a combat sports star before his boxing match against Mike Tyson, while middleweight fighter Mike Perry mentioned YouTuber Tyler Durant as his ideal opponent for a bare-knuckle fight. Perry said, "Jake Paul, man, if he hurts Mike Tyson, bro, let me get that, bro. He is not doing bare knuckle, but I wouldn't put it past Jake Paul because he's been doing stuff that people would say he's afraid of and things like that." That's partly what drew me to bare knuckle, was that so many were worried about it or afraid of it. Perry acknowledged the challenge's legitimacy and directly called out Jake, suggesting a street fight if Jake wins over Tyson, urging him to prove himself in a more authentic test of skill. Perry added, "I'm like, it seems real to me." So Jake, man, definitely issuing you a challenge. If you get through Mike Tyson, test yourself for real, and let's have a street fight. Jake, he's got some talent, but I'd like to say I'm beating him as fast as he's beating these taxi drivers, especially bare knuckle. I'll hurt him, and he'll cry and run away and cower in the corner in the fetal position. So that wraps up today's video. Please be sure to subscribe, like, and ring the bell symbol if you liked it so you don't miss any of our future videos.